Hi. So, we've all got stories going around our head. And one story I realised that was still going around my head was that I was the fat girl. I was the fat girl for, 30 odd years. So, you can see why that story would just stay stuck in my head. And I realised only just a day or two that story was still stuck in there. That I still saw myself as the fat girl. And it was time to get rid of it. I'm like, that can't be my story anymore. I've come such a long way. I have just really given myself the chance in the last couple of years to love who I am again, and to nourish my body with beautiful foods and move my body in a loving way, and just really care for myself, change my mindset, change all of that stuff about me that I didn't like, that I was holding on to. And yeah, that story presented itself just a day or two ago. And it's time to change it. It's time to change that story. Because I'm no longer the fat girl. I am now a grown woman. I am a beautiful woman. And I've chosen to love who I am. I've chosen to love my body again. And when these kinds of stories keep going around and around in our mind, it's hard to move forward. Even though you're doing a lot of work. My dog wants to chase his tail. Frankie. Even though you do a lot of work in so many areas, if you still have those same stories going around and around in your mind, it really can prevent you from getting to that place that you want to be and becoming that person that you really want to be. Our stories keep us stuck. Our stories become who we are. Or we become our stories. So we've all got stories going around and around in our minds. I call it the vicious vortex. They're those things that we say to ourselves over and over and over again, and they just swirl around in our mind. And because they've been there for so long, we just believe them. We believe them as our truth. And they're not our truth. We, deep in here, we know what our truth is. But the shit that goes on in the vicious vortex of our mind, it's not always the truth. It's stuff that we've made up over the years. It's stuff that we've held on to that someone else may have said to us when we were little, and we've just, because we don't have the ability when we're younger to question what someone says about us, we just automatically believe what they say. So that stuff just stays stuck inside of us and stays stuck inside our mind, just swirling around on a daily basis, preventing us from moving forward. And that story of I am the fat girl has just, even though I haven't really said those words to myself, I feel it almost in everything I do. I might put on something pretty, but there's still that feeling of, oh, no, you're not that pretty, you're just a fat girl. And again, it's not like I say those words to myself, it's that feeling that's just has been sitting inside my body all these years. And those stories just, they stop us from just living our most beautiful life, our truest life, because that feeling just stays there. And you're just going about your day, just living your day, day by day, the same things. You get up, get ready for work, get the kids ready, whatever it is, go to work, drop kids off, you know, that day-to-day stuff. It just, that feeling just... Okay. Kid and child interruption there. Cut all that out. Yeah, so these stories, they hold us back in so many ways that we don't even realize. And recognizing what those stories are really important, so you can change them and turn them into more empowering stories. Stories that are going to uplift you and inspire you and empower you to do those things and to be those things that you know inside you long to be. I don't want to be that fat girl anymore. I don't want to think of myself as that fat girl anymore. I've come a hell of a long way since her. And she is still me, but she was me a long time ago. And that story, it can't remain anymore. So, this morning, as I was doing my stretches, I kept saying to myself, I am no longer the fat girl. I am a beautiful woman, and I love myself and my body very much. And saying these words over and over again begin to push out that horrible negative story that's been sitting inside me too long. It starts to release it. See, our minds, they work in real time. Our minds believe what we tell it in the moment. Your mind can't distinguish between the past and the future. If you're thinking about the future all the time, it doesn't know that that's the future. Your mind just thinks that that's happening now. And it's the same with your past. You think about the past all the time. Your mind doesn't understand that that happened a long time ago. It just believes what you tell it right now. It lives in the moment, which is what we should be doing, completely living in the moment. The past is the past. The future, it hasn't happened yet. So we can't live in these two realms because one's gone, can't get it back. One hasn't even happened yet, can't grab onto it just yet. So our mind lives in the now. So whatever you tell your mind in the moment, it's going to believe. So if you find one story that you have swirling around in your vicious vortex of your mind, just listen. See what that story is that keeps coming up every day. It's just as you're getting dressed and getting ready and looking at yourself in the mirror, what's that thing that you say to yourself? What's that one thing that you feel just kind of stops you from really moving forward? Not just stuck on that kind of hamster wheel sort of cycle of life where we're just like going around and around and around. Find that one thing that can get you off that hamster wheel and actually get you moving forward to that beautiful person who's deep inside you, who you know is there, but you just can't quite find her yet. And just repeat, I am statements are so powerful. They really can change your story. If you say, I am worthless, you believe it. If you say, I am amazing, you believe it just as much as that horrible, shitty statement that you just said. Your mind believes everything that you tell it. So if you tell yourself, that you are amazing. Eventually, it's going to become a part of you. But if you keep telling yourself, I'm not worthy, I'm a shitty person, or, you know, I can't do anything right. All those horrible, horrible things that we keep saying to ourselves. You believe it. So what do you want to believe about yourself? What part of your story do you want to change? So that then you can believe it and then you can become it. Just say it to yourself, I am. And fill in the blank with a beautiful, empowering word instead. Okay. Change your story. You get to change your story. You are the author, the editor, and the publisher of your own life. Okay, beautiful. Change your story. You've got this. Empower yourself with a more beautiful, loving story. All right, bye.